Hello everyone and welcome back to Camel Kingdom. Today with the second episode of Filling the Gaps. As I said last episode already, before we go into the medieval area, we are here back in the little area between the main street, the Arabian area and the little bee coaster. And today we are going to care a little bit for the very small ones, and we are going to build a tiny little playground in the middle of those two areas, or basically in the middle of these two plaza thingies over here. While you see me building some bridges, I'm already going or taking the moment here to ask you a question. So basically I am preparing as well another episode of Rudi's props. So last time we had Rudi's foliage. I said there will be one episode each month, and now I need your help. So please comment down below, what do you want to see? So now I have already tightened the possibilities. So either we have some backstage stuff, or we gonna do some path props. So as I said, some vending machines, or like as you see here, it could also be some canopies, or it could be some slides for the little ones. It could also be like a whip. Is it called a whip? I don't know. Also some play stuff for the small ones. I have plenty of ideas, but let me know in the comments below what you would prefer, like backstage props or like path props. Which also could be how they called the covers for benches. So we have some more variations or variants of benches. So these kind of things I want to know from you guys. Comment down below what you want to see, and if you have some ideas for your preferred topic, let me know them down below as well, and I'm going to see if I can integrate them. But other than this, we are ready, as you can see here, going in and putting in some detail into this little kids area. As I said, this will be basically a little area where the children can play while maybe their older sisters and brothers are going onto, I don't know, the rides around them, and the parents can stay there with their very little ones. That's basically the idea. I also tried to build some new stuff. As you can see, I used those tires in here, and yeah, again, poly heavy usage of items, but I wanted to create this kind of rubber ground. Most often you see, like for security reasons in those areas, that you have some like this gum rubber bottom parts, I don't know, so if they fall down, it's not gonna hurt them too much as if it would all be built on asphalt. So yeah, basically this is why I wanted to try a little bit around with those pieces. You will see me now place even more pieces for security reasons. That just simply was necessary to make this a little bit more realistic of an approach, but I think in the end it worked out quite well. And then I accidentally took this piece over here. I never used that one, but now I can finally use it. It's the big wheel bridge or tire bridge, but this makes up for perfect ground for this little playground area. It's exactly this kind of rubber texture I wanted to have to be used in a place like this. Because it is huge, it is not that much Z-fighting going on, and it makes the whole area, just a little bit more playgroundish, I should say. Everything else I did was just covering up the whole rest of it with some stones and some things. Potentially now everything I put in for security reasons, I just made away, I just destroyed again by putting those stones there, because if anyone is falling down and hitting the stones with their heads, that would, then it would be totally unnecessary to put in the rubber. But anyways, it's just, it's for aesthetics reasons. I don't know what to say about this else, because it is what it is, and hopefully it does work out quite well. I think it does, but yeah. Other than this, you can see I'm now going to make the final customization to the little track over here. We definitely need some more track props around there to make it look a little bit more nice and a little bit more finished up and tidy, so that actually when the cars are going past, it's a nice little track to enjoy and not a track going just through the wilderness. The only thing I don't do is the interior of the tunnel. Maybe I'm going back to it somewhere in the past, but for now I don't see any reason to go even deeper into it, because I don't have that good enough of an idea now. I just think, yeah, it's just a little tunnel, and yeah, let your imagination play if you want so, but yeah, I don't want to put in even more pieces below there. It's that the park is already piece heavy enough. So I just said, okay, you know what, there's a tunnel and it's what it is. It will stay there. Maybe I'm never going to tidy this up or make this even nicer, but in the end I am quite happy with how the track in general turned out. As you can see now here, I'm just putting in some more rocks to the sidelines of it to make it look a little bit more yeah, overgrown, and to make it actually look like, you know, this is more like classic theme parkish, what you see over here. I used all these kind of main streetish pieces, all these kind of very tidy and nice and very not natural foliage, but actually man-made foliage areas. But it's fully intentional, so it's not supposed to be looking natural. It's supposed to be looking man-made and theme park made. Same goes with the fountain, which will go in there in a second. So it's, you know, just a very nice little tour where you can enjoy the area. And yeah, as I said, it's also a lot about perspective and POVs. So if you have the ride over here, it is made with a lot of purpose. So like as I explained in the last episode, starting with the ride, you have a nice look onto the B coaster, but if you come out of the tunnel, you're going towards the future medieval area, and if you're coming out of or just turning around, you have a nice view of the Arabian area and the main street before you go then back into the station. So that's basically the whole story about it. But now we are tackling this little area, which still is a little bit messy, so I wanted to cover it up a little bit with those concrete, yeah, flat roof pieces, and this is just a nice little information desk I made in my London Let's Play. So I started also to use some older pieces, to be honest. Like I could have gone in and built another information desk now, again, you know, a new design, but for the sake of not making it too long again, and for the sake of, you know, going in and making it a little bit quicker, the progress, I used some pre-made stuff. Also, you will see in the end of this episode, I will also use even more pre-made stuff, just because it still looks good, it still looks decent. I can use them, it does fulfill the need, and so I don't see any reason of, you know, just for the sake of doing it again, do it again. So now I just went with the designs already made, and I think those are not decisive pieces for the park. These are just like little additions, so they do their job and that's it. Also, I remade the queue area for the teacups because I thought it looked a little bit messy and it looked out of place, so I redid this. It still won't be that big of a genius of a beautiful laid out queue. It is more like a natural one. As you can see here, I just use very less pieces and just the very nice in-game canopies. I just put in some flowers, that's about it. Like, I don't see any reason for doing it even more crazy. It's just a little queue for the teacups. We don't need anything more. Yeah, I think I don't need to explain more about that, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure that this is, yeah, nice looking, and now you have a little view of the area. And now we go into the last section of what is potentially the last section before we go into the medieval area. And now this has been built by me just before the recording, so I'm well aware of what I made in the past 2 hours, and I have to say I'm quite happy with the outcome, because I just wanted to slightly theme the area. I just didn't want to go too crazy into it, because we have so much to look at already in the park, so I wanted to have some more genuine designs, and so this bridge won't be too fancy. It will be a very, as I said at the beginning, also very theme park-ish, very Main Street-ish, very normal, kind of, I don't know, yeah, mid-American themed theme park style bridge, if that makes any sense. I believe it doesn't, but yeah. Maybe DL Fennel can help me out if he's there again in the comments, because you may know what this style is about if you have the Main Street style. There is something about this general garden style, like this. It's more like a classic garden style, where I think the spooky props also fit very well in it, like these little lampposts you have in there. Also the spooky bench is pretty nice, and also the spooky bin. They all have this little appearance of a very normal park style, and this is what I wanted to go for here as well. It turned out to be a tiny little bit more nice, or tiny little bit more detailed than it would be in a normal park style, but still I pretty much like it. I also wanted to play around with the stones to make it look like a little bit more natural stone in between the pillars, what I think worked out quite okay. As I said, it's not too fancy in the kind of design, but I think it just fits there. It's not too distorting, or it doesn't distract your view too much. This is also, you know, I could have made a very fancy bridge over here, but it takes away a little bit of the area around it. So I wanted to make sure that all the bridge itself is really just a bridge, but at the same time it shouldn't look bad. So the overall idea of this one was just to make a bridge that suits as bridge and looks decent, but it doesn't take away from the beauty around it. So I just wanted to make sure that this is the piece that connects those two paths, and that's about it, and look good, and nothing more about this. So I think in the end it worked out that nice, and yeah, I don't have too much to say about this bridge. It's in the end, it's just a bridge, isn't it? So I mean, sometimes, you know, I try to put in as many thoughts as possible into my builds, but at the end of the day, this is just a fantasy game, and this is basically a big fantasy park. So don't count it too much as it being too realistic in the end, and then too much. But yeah, I just like it, and I just want to make sure that it all has kind of sense, and it's not just very over the top fancy, although I like over the top fancy. So just choose whatever you want. Choose it to be realistic, choose it to be fancy over the top, I don't mind. Yeah, but now we are heading already the final touches. I don't have that much more to talk about. I would end my commentary here, guys, because as I said, it's just general detailing. I will fit in one more shop at the other side of the bridge, with a little bit more of general detailing of the path next to it, a little bit of foliage. That's about it. So hopefully next episode of Camel Kingdom will be then the first episode of the medieval area. And here again, for those of you who stick with me with the commentary till this very point, I would love if you could go in and put in even more ideas for the medieval area. We have already so great ideas down there. I just noted them down all, and I will also take some of them into account while building. I have a very good plan around this area, but I need some more. I need some more ideas, guys. Just plop in everything you want to see from the medieval theme in general, because I think it offers so much. But yeah, anyways, that should be it. As always, guys, if you like that video, give it a like, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you could subscribe to this channel. It helps me out, and it does provide you with future videos and notifications, and make also sure to put on that notification button, because otherwise you won't see if I upload shit. That should be it, and see you then. Have a good one. Bye bye.